You know, it's hard to believe that it's here already, but spring has arrived in the low country. We're getting highs in the 80s and the lows are being pretty darn balmy as well in the 50s and 60s. So it's time to wake this garden up and get ready to grow some stuff. Hey everybody, welcome to Yellow Dog Farm. Well, you know, I did say that most of the nights here are pretty darn balmy and warm, but we still are 6 weeks away from our last frost date, so we are going to get some of those cold evenings. We know in just a few days we're going to have 3 days of frost and freezing temperature. So what I did is I took these cold frames and I took the plastic off the sides and just left it on the top. That should shelter our cold weather crops from that biting cold when it comes through and just swings through for a day or two. If we look inside this cold frame, I've got about 200 radish plants growing in this bed. And I know you're sitting there wondering who on earth needs 200 radish plants. And that's really true, but I got a great opportunity this year. Diane and I are going to be able to supply a local restaurant with some produce from the garden. So we're going to move from really focusing on just really high quality to see how we can have that same high quality, but at a volume that would help some of our friends. Pretty darn exciting. Well, in early August last year, the garden had pretty much done its work and it was done, and I was just boiling hot. So I literally just threw everything down and ran inside the air conditioning, and the garden kind of got taken over by Mother Nature, if you will. So it can be a little bit overwhelming when you look at the garden and go, oh my gosh, there's just so much to do. But you can really do it in bite-sized pieces. Just take on all the different pieces of it in the order that you're going to plant things. First off, it's the cold weather stuff, brassicas, lettuce, you know, all that kind of jazz. And then just get ready for planting those things when that last frost date comes. I've got some seedlings in the house. I'll show you in a couple of minutes, getting ready for that date when everything will go. But right now, you saw I've got the radish going. I've also got some dill and some parsley growing here. And I'm also doing some potato towers, and I've been alternating back and forth between doing some chores and getting some stuff in the ground. It's always just so nice to be able to plant something and see that start to happen. So the first thing we're going to do is finish off the second potato tower and get that planted, and then we'll go on to cleaning up some additional stuff here in the garden. Well, it's definitely time to get potatoes in the ground. You might even say we're just a little bit late in getting them in, but we ran up to Portland to our youngest daughter's home and welcomed our 5th grandchild, Isabel Marie. So that was a pretty darn good reason to plant potatoes late, but now we're going to get started. You can see we've got this one tower here, and we are using towers because it just takes up less space, a lot more efficient to go water. So we've got this one done. We're going to go ahead and plant this one today. It's just a little bit taller than the previous one that I planted. The way you do it is you put a layer of straw, a layer of soil, wet the soil, put the potatoes in the soil, and then go ahead and do another layer of straw, and you just build this layered cake all the way up to the top. So let's get started and go get some compost and soil and mix it all together. The peanut gallery came over here to see what we're doing or see if I had some hay. Not this time, you guys. I had 2 beds that got bacterial wilt, and I can't remember which tools I used in those beds and which ones I didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and scrub all my garden tools with bleach and try to do my best to make sure that I don't spread it through the rest of the garden. Well, it's just felt really great to clean up this garden, but it was a lot of toil and trouble. So let's do something fun. Let's plant some seeds. Here's a quick look at the dill and romaine lettuce we've got hardening here on the back patio. Well, I'd say the raised beds got cleaned up pretty good. They're not perfect and they've got a little bit more work to do, but I can say that the garden is officially awake now. We're going to have 1 or 2 days of freezing overnight temperatures, and then we're going to get some dill, lettuce, and onions planted in the ground. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to our channel. See ya!